Alright guys, we're going to try out some new makeup, specifically the new Beauty Blender foundation. I have some thoughts on that. I have the new Drunk Elephant kind of like bronzy serum, Colourpop No Filter powder. I've had this, I have not even had a chance. All Nighter powder from Urban Decay. I want to test out this bronzer from this NARS palette. So I have a bunch of new stuff. We're going to start out with skincare. I'm going to go in with this Jet Lag mask from Summer Fridays. I've had this for a while and I didn't use it because I'm usually pretty kind of combo oily. I'm on antibiotics right now. This is why I've been MIA, so I guess I'll just tell you guys about it. I've had pretty bad ear pain for about 3 months now in both ears. I get sinus like problems, like I've had those in the past like a lot. So I had this ear pain, I was on antibiotics. It didn't really help, like it helped a little bit, and then when I went off it came back. My doctor kind of referred me to an ENT. So when I went to the ENT, everything looked normal, but he told me to take Flonase and I was like, thanks dude, like I already take that. So I waited like 2 more months. My pain was still really bad, and then I felt like I was getting like a really bad head cold along with it. So I went back to my doctor and he's like, yeah, you have a sinus infection. So I'm on 10 days of Augmentin. If you've never been on it, it's stronger than amoxicillin. Typically, I have to take amoxicillin for 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, 20 days, so 2 sets to really kind of kick my sinus infections because I get them quite bad. So I'm on Augmentin because he wants me to be on it shorter amount of time but a stronger, and this kind of fucks you up. It's like pretty intense. So my skin has been flaking off. So if I apply this foundation and there's flaking, it's not the foundation, it's literally my skin. So I've had to do like crazy moisturizing. Exfoliating does not help. It's just my skin is like just kind of like flaking off. It's just how strong the antibiotics are. So that's kind of why I'm applying this. So this is really moisturizing. So I'm starting out with this. And then I have this new product. I just have a sample. This is from Drunk Elephant. Someone actually tried to like shame me about having samples, and I was like, why? Like, who cares? Like, why would I spend $50 on something when I was looking at it and I thought maybe I want to try it, and then there was like a perk? Like, of course I'm going to go for the perk. Like, I'm not going to waste my money. So this is the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunscreen Serum. I think I just said that weird. Sunscreen serum. So this is what it looks like. And it's just supposed to give you like color to your face. So maybe if you want to have like a no makeup day. Definitely has color though, which is nice. Because I don't self-tan my face. So as you can see, it actually did do quite a bit of bronzing, which I like. I feel like if you want to head out the door, you want to go to the gym, and your body is tan but your face is not, you could throw that on. So we'll see. I'll have to try it a few more times, but first impression is it did actually give me a nice bronzy glow. Now for my pores, I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Master Prime Primer and Base. This is the Blur and Defend number 500. This to me looks like it's kind of going to be like a Benefit Professional. It's kind of got that creamy color to it. So I'm just going to put this in areas that I have larger pores. It has a nice scent to it. It's like a light floral scent, but just note that if you're sensitive. Okay, onto the foundation. This is the new Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. This is what the component looks like, and I believe you can kind of lock it and unlock it with this little clicker right here. You pump down and it has an area where you can keep your foundation. I think that this is super innovative. I like hate putting stuff on my hands. I spoke about this in a past video. So the only disappointment here for me is the shade range was just kind of like ridiculous, to be quite honest. The fact that there was like, I want to say, what was there, 30 shades or something similar to that. Half of them literally looked the same, like in the swatches. I was like, what? Like, and only having 4 darker shades, just really disappointing. I think the thing is, if you're gonna come out and be like, we have 30 shades, we're catering to everyone, you better be doing that. If you have 30 shades, you should have the equal amount of fair, light medium, tan, deep, and then dark deep. Like, I don't understand where the disconnect is. Come on now. So I bought this really because I wanted to try it for you guys and give you guys my thoughts and kind of just talk about the shade range quickly. I know everybody's talked about it. To be honest, I've never had an issue trying to find a shade, so I guess it was like my ignorance. I just didn't really realize it. And when people started bringing it up, I'm like, holy shit, you're right. And now that I'm kind of taking a look at it, it's just disappointing to come out with such a large amount of shades, but such a limited number for deeper skin tones. So absolutely disappointed in that. I think this could have been great. It's kind of like the Tarte Shape Tape situation where they kind of hyped it, and then they come out and you're like, what? Like, who's sitting in these boardrooms and is like, yep, that's it, no one's gonna get mad? Like, it's like, come on, we gotta be inclusive here. So I don't know, it's just disappointing. It's another missed opportunity to really knock it out of the park, I think, and to expand later is kind of an afterthought. It just kind of sucks. So that's my kind of thoughts on the situation. I know you guys have been requesting me to try it out, to review it, so that's what I'm going to do today. So I did pick up the shade 3.30, and I think this is like the olive toned one. So when I try to press down on the component, it won't let me because it's locked, which is nice for travel. So I'm just going to flip this little kind of switch right here to unlock it. And then as you can see, I can press down now. So I've pumped some foundation onto the actual foundation. It's kind of weird, I don't know how to say it, onto the component. And I'm going to use my Beauty Blender, and we're just going to kind of go in and stipple this on the face. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need. I think this is supposed to be a full coverage. So if you can see, you just use this as your little kind of tea tree dish instead of your hand. So I'm just going to start applying. Coverage is looking pretty good. It just sucks because they come out with such an innovative thing. From what I'm hearing, I think people are enjoying the formula, but to just miss the mark so heavily on the shade range, I don't understand it. I don't understand. It should be common sense at this point. And such a big company, you know they have a budget. They should have just done better. Okay, so here is one layer of the Beauty Blender foundation. I don't feel like we need to kind of put any more on. I feel like we got a good full coverage. I did click the pump up 3 times. Keep in mind that the first squirt was just kind of like halfway because it was just starting up. The only thing that I could see that would suck about this is, first of all, you have to wipe this with alcohol because you want to sanitize it. You don't want to just kind of like wipe it off with your hands and then move on. You want to sanitize this because bacteria can kind of grow on there. And then also, if you see the little spout right here, there's going to be foundation that's going to collect here, so just keep that in mind. To set under my eyes, I'm going to go in with the Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder. This is what it looks like. I have the shade Translucent, which I think is the lightest shade. I bought this when it launched and I just literally never got to use it. And I have the foundation I still want to use, but I thought that the Beauty Blender one was more like hyped up right now. So I'm just going to use this to set under my eyes, or to bake, I guess. The color looks nice. It kind of reminds me of like a little bit lighter version of the Translucent from Laura Mercier. Consistency wise, it kind of feels like that, maybe a little bit more finely milled. So I'm gonna let that bake for a little bit, and then I have another powder that I want to try with you guys. Again, I have not tried this with you guys yet. This is the All Nighter from Urban Decay. It's supposed to be a waterproof setting powder. The only thing I noticed is that there's only one shade in this, if I could get it open. And it just kind of looks like a neutral, kind of like medium beige shade. So I kind of like, well, how is everybody going to use this? I think they need to kind of have like as I said, like a fair, light, medium, tan, deep, dark kind of. So I'm just going to use this and stipple all over the skin. I've heard great things about this. Definitely feels like it's smoothing. Like I feel like my skin is looking really, really smooth, which is nice. So overall, I feel like it gave me a really smooth finish. I'm not sure in terms of the waterproof claims, but I feel like it's nice. I feel like it has good reviews from what I've been reading, and my skin does look, it looks powdered, but it doesn't look dry, and it looks quite smooth. So this could be a hit. So it's been a couple minutes since I put on that Colourpop powder, and I'm just going to wipe away the excess. So in terms of the way this looks under my eyes, it looks nice and light. It definitely set everything. I don't feel like it's clinging or any dry patches. So we'll see in terms of how it looks when I get everything done, but so far so good. Okay, so I threw my brows on, and now I'm really excited. I am partnering with Deck of Scarlet for this portion of the video, and I'm gonna demo their new number 9 palette. This is in collaboration with Belle Jordan. If you don't know, she is so beautiful. She does like crazy cut creases and glitter cut creases, grungy makeup looks. I always follow her. She's freaking gorgeous. So I will put her channel down below if you want to check her out. Here's a close-up of her. Like, can you just look? Like, how gorgeous is she? So here's what the palette looks like when you will receive it in the mail. You do get a mascara, and I have to say, I've tried it and it's really, really good. So this is what the palette looks like. And the whole kind of point of Deck of Scarlet is to get everything you need in one deck. So you just slide it out, and this is the outside packaging. How cool is that? So you open up and you do get a mirror, which is nice, but you can flip it back, which I also enjoy. You get 3 eyeshadows, you get a blush, a highlighter, and then 2 lip products, as well as that mascara. So as many of you know, I did a collaboration with Deck of Scarlet and did have a palette with them a few palettes back. So I love supporting them. I love the brand, and it has kind of like a special place in my heart just because I worked with them. They're so sweet to me. I just really love supporting the brand, and they have bomb-ass makeup. I'm really excited to get into this Supernova shade. So I'm going to show you some swatches of the palette so you can get an idea of what we're working with. So if you didn't know, Deck of Scarlet is a makeup subscription service. They do this every other month, so it's 6 times a year. It's not every month, which I think is nice because they're not overwhelming you. And it's basically a full palette to get a full look. Sometimes you'll get an eyeliner, you'll get a mascara, but you do get a palette with the main things, and then you'll get like an extra product as well. Sometimes it's a lip gloss. It just kind of changes every month, which is nice as well, or every other month. They are $29.95, so again, you're paying $29.95 for everything you need for basically, you know, blush, highlight, lips, eyeshadow, and then an extra product as well. Now, if you're a new subscriber, you can choose which palette you want to start with. So it could be my palette, which was a few palettes back. It could be the current palette, so you can kind of look over and choose which one that you want to start with, which I think is nice. They're cruelty-free, paraben-free, and they ship to Canada, the United States, and the UK as of right now. So I'll have a link down below. It's a special link for 30% off. If you want to grab this palette, it'll be $21 instead of the original $29.95. So thank you to Deck of Scarlet for partnering with me on this video, and let's get into this look. I'm going to start out with actually Whisper, which is this beautiful blush shade, and I'm going to use this on the eyes. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in, and I'm just going to use this kind of in the crease as a transition shade. This is a really pretty, I'm going to say like a mauve-y blush tone, but again, I like that I can use this on the eyes or on the cheeks. So do any of you guys watch Love Island? I'm like addicted. It's like the most mindless show I've ever watched, but I love it. The only season I didn't watch was season 1. I don't know, I couldn't get into it. I started with season 3 because everybody said that was the best. And then I went to season 2, which I didn't like as much as 3, and then I'm current on season 4. But it's just like basically a bunch of hot people laying by the pool all day, falling in love. And then falling in love with someone else, and then changing their mind. It's just kind of like, it's kind of like Bachelor in Paradise, but like British. And they talk so funny, like, I love the way they talk, like their sayings. They're like, do you fancy him? And I'm like that means like, do you like them? Or it's like, he's so fit means like he's hot. I'm like, what? Like, I thought fit meant like he's like fit in the gym. Like, I feel like here that's what it means. Like, if someone says, are you fit? I feel like that means like, do you work out? But there it means like they're just hot. So I just like love that show. And I freaking love this color. Look at it. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to go into that Crush shade next, which is that deep purple, and we're going to build up the intensity. So just kind of going over that first shade, but really just intensifying it. And then going back into that Crush as well and doing the same thing. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to go on the lower lash line. I'm going to use the shade Drama, which is like this kind of charcoal-y gray. And I'm going to kind of just start working this on the lower lash line. And I'm going to kind of bring this down a little bit lower. Kind of blow it out. And then going back into the Crush shade and really kind of intensifying it. So now I'm going to go into the mascara, and this is what the kind of component looks like, really nice and sleek. I have another one that I've been using for a couple weeks now, and I'm loving it. So I'm going to wiggle this on my lashes And a tip if you want your eyes to look more open and awake, you can just kind of wiggle them out. Kind of wiggle your lashes out and they fan out. It's a little bit harder to see because I do have a winged liner on because this look is really like glam, obviously, but so if you just take the wand and kind of fan your lashes out, it just opens your eye. So I popped some lashes on and now I'm going to go into this beautiful shade Supernova. Oh my gosh, I'm going to use this on the inner corner. It's really going to brighten up the eyes, kind of open the eyes up as I said, and I'm just dying to use this shade. So pretty. Okay, I just turned down the brightness because I feel like I was looking a little bit washed out. So now another thing I'm going to do is put this white liner in my waterline. I love doing that. And then I'm going back into the deck of Scarlet mascara and I'm going to really make my lower lashes pronounced. So I have a new palette from NARS. This is the Atomic Blonde palette. I'm not going to use the eyeshadows. I just want to really focus on this bronzer. It looks really, really dark, so I'm a little bit nervous. But I'm going to go in super light-handed and try to warm up my skin. So applying it to the skin, it actually looks nice. It's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be in terms of how dark it is. Looks like a nice kind of sun-kissed. Okay, jumping back into the palette, I'm going to go in with this Whisper blush. This looks so pretty. So for highlighter, I'm going into the Deck of Scarlet palette. I'm going to go into this shade Shh. Let's just swatch this. Ooh, that looks so pretty. Hold on. This is gorgeous. Okay, love that highlighter. I'm gonna move on to lips. I'm gonna line my lips with this Makeup Forever Completely Sepia. I bought this off Sephora and I'm going to line my lips and then we're gonna go in with some lip colors from the palette. Okay, so for the base of my lips, I wanna try this new Huda Beauty Demi Matte in Day Slayer. It's just like a neutral nude. And then right in the center, I'm gonna go into this Tempting shade, which is like a light, kind of pinky mauve color. And I'm just gonna apply this to the center. Alright guys, so here is the finished look. I am literally loving the eyes so much. This inner corner color is to die for. I wanted to do like a cut crease, but I've seen that done and I was like, you know what? Let me try to focus on the mattes and then we'll pop that on the inner corner and I'm absolutely loving it. The highlight, so pretty. The blush is beautiful. I'm loving this palette. I wouldn't expect anything less from Belle Jordan because she's fire. So absolutely loving this. I will leave a link down below. Again, if you want to get 30% off your first palette. Highly, highly recommend this. I love the mascara as well. Foundation looks pretty good, to be honest. So far, I'm not seeing any caking or anything weird. It doesn't feel oily, but it doesn't feel dry. It feels very lightweight. So I'm liking that so far. Colourpop powder, I like. I'm not sure about the Drunk Elephant. Like, I'm not sure if it makes that much of a difference. So I'll have to try this some more. And the NARS bronzer, really like. Actually, really like the Urban Decay All Nighter powder. I think it's really smoothing. Loving this eye look. Just really loving it so much. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out down below if you want to check out Deck of Scarlet. Let me know what you thought of this look. It's a little bit different, a little bit grungy, but I really like the inner corner pop. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.